welcome to our last of the year zipForm class. This is a 3-hour class. So my name is Ling, Chow, and I am a zipForm certified instructor. I've been teaching zipForm for quite a while now. I can't remember how many years. I still don't know everything about zipForm because they update so much. My today's schedule will start at 9:30 to 11 o'clock. It's going to be very basic zipForm. From 11 o'clock, we're going to take about maybe a 10 minutes break for you guys, or maybe 5. It depends on how you guys feel. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about more advanced items. If we haven't covered templates, we'll cover templates. If you haven't, we're going to talk about e-signature, Digital Ink, Docusign, and TouchSign. And that will cover pretty much our classes today. So for the new agents that just joined us, want to stay for the whole 3 hours, the events portion, if you have heard it before, you're welcome to leave and come back about 11 o'clock, 11:10, probably about that time, and we'll do the more advanced portion of it. So let's get started. I see a lot of familiar names on the committee, on the Zoom right now. So I think a lot of you have been, have gone on Zoom. You just want to refresh, right? So this is it. We're going to start. So there's a couple places that we can go into Zoom. Not Zoom, I'm sorry, I'm on Zoom. I'm talking about zipForm. One of the places I like to go on is the CAR.org. I hope you can see that, the California Association of Realtors. The California Association of Realtors has a lot of information, but one of the places that you can go in is doing the zipForm. The CRMIS also connects you to zipForm. Our own Western Gabriel website also connect you to zipForm. So zipForm is a member benefit right now. A couple years ago, we sold it to Lone Wolf. Okay, Lone Wolf now owns all the zipForms. The deal was that they're not allowed to charge us until I think 2023 or 2024. So by that time, we don't know what the outcome of that one is going to be. But at this time, all the transaction for forms is on Lone Wolf. We call it zipForm because that's what our name was. And it is free right now. It's a member benefit. Okay, so going to car.org, and we can sign in from top right as a sign in. I hope you guys can see that. So we're going to do a sign in. And for the new agents, the new member, you log into new, and we're going to have 1 to 4 step of sign in. So you need your NERD ID and last name. So what is a NERD ID? NERD ID is the National Association of Realtors. When you sign up with us, with the Western Gabriel board, which is a local board, you'll have an ID from us, which start with WS. When you pass your license with the DRE, you have your 9-digit number, but we have so many numbers. It's like driver license, okay? You got so many numbers. And the National Association will issue a number, and that's called NERD number, okay? NERD ID. If you don't know your NERD ID, you're welcome to search, says find your NERD ID. You clicked on that. The new ones start with 012 or 00. I haven't seen 022 yet, but it should start with a 0 something. Okay, and you put in your last name or email, that the email you registered when you sign up with Western Gabriel board, or you can do your last name with your DRE license number. So let's say I'm looking for mine and my last name is Chow. And my DRE number is 011470092. And I put submit. And here's my number 214, right? So you copy that number and you go back and you put in your NER number and your last name and you submit. Then you follow the steps, okay, of your how they want you to set up. Remember, this is the car.org sign in. It's not a zipForm sign in. It's a car.org login. Okay, since I have already done that, I'm going to go in and I'm in. Okay, so once you're in to car.org, there's so many informations here that I highly recommend you to look into all the information, all the forms, the legal update, all the classes, and this is all free to you by California Association of Realtors. So here is all the information. So where do you go into zipForm? Very easy. You see this? It says Access Realtor Secure Transaction. We're going to click Transaction. Once we come in, we're going to have Access Form. Did I lose anybody yet? You're welcome to text in the chat and I can see and I'll answer your question. Normally, we have a live class here at the association. Hopefully next year we'll go back to live. Are you guys okay? Okay, I'm going to go into access the form and it's going to validate your membership here. Okay, once it validated your membership, you'll continue to transaction. We're going to click on that. And they're going to check, see if you're indeed a member that you can use this particular forms. So when we here on the top, you have a dashboard, you have forms, you have all that. So I'm going to go into me on the top. If you guys see that, ME on the top, I'm going to click the little arrow going down. And we're going to do profile settings. I'm going to click profile settings. From here, we have all the information that you need to set up for yourself. You have your name, your last name, that should be there already. And you can put in your phone number, your DRE license number. And on the bottom, it says email signature. You can put in your information here. The reason I put it here is because the emails sometimes does not go out from your Yahoo or Gmail or come from ZipLogic. And your client would not know who you are, where it's from, and how to get back to you. So it's always good to put an email signature here. So include in all outbound notification. So any outbound information that goes out, you will have your name, your telephone number, your email address, and DRE number. Why DRE number? Because it's called the first contact, right? You're contacting someone. So you're going to send them a DRE number. Same thing on your business card, right? So when you give someone first contact, you must have your DRE number. You can change the font, the format, the font size. You can put it on the side, on the left, on the center, however you want it. You can also insert an image if you want. Like say you have a logo, you want to insert your company logo, you're welcome to do that. So make sure you save it. Any changes that happens, please save it. Okay, the next one we're going to talk about is the sign-in and security. So you sign in from the car.org. You did not sign in from the zipForm website, okay? So if you sign in from zipForm website, they have to find you to make sure you are paid already. CAR, when you're coming from any of our car.org or CRMS or our board, you have to use the .org login. So that way they know that you are paid and it's a member benefit, yet they don't charge you. So I don't usually, if you want to reset password for this particular, if it's zipForm, you're welcome to, but since we're coming from CI.org, you don't need to. In case somebody's using your account, you can set up something with a two-factor. If you do that, they'll text you or email you before they allowed sign in again. I personally find that very annoying, so I don't do it. So Office, sorry. So the Office, when you change from one company to another company, and let's say you're changing from KW to Remax, and your form is still on KW, you have to come in here and change it. You can change it yourself. You do not need the Remax Office people to help you to change it. You have to change it yourself. So every transaction will reflect, the only update company information will be applied to new transactions that are created. Existing transaction will be continued to reflect your old company. So your old company is KW, all the forms before will be KW. The new forms that you're creating will become KW. I'm sorry, Remax, I'm confused too. Okay, so here we are. You have to set it up and make sure you save it when you do that. Forms. For the new agent that first started that wants to get all the forms that I have here, there's a couple places you can do it. You can do it at Shop, or you can do it at this little shopping cart. If I click that, and you have product, form, and your products. So we're going to go to forms. So anything that's free, please add to cart. I like to do that. If you, the number one important forms that you must have is the California Association Realtor forms. The other one that's very helpful is the CER sample form, sample letters, and the EPUBs, the California EPUBs. So just rule of thumb, just click anything that's free. Okay, so you don't have to buy anything. And once you do that, you send it to your shopping cart, and you check out. There's no charge. There's no credit card information or no charge. But if you are interested in buying any of the forms, you're welcome to do that. We have the zipForm record connection. We have also the transaction Zap Access Zapper membership required. We have the Lone Wolf forms. And I think that what happened to the other forms? We used to have AIR forms, the commercial forms. It's not here anymore. See, they don't tell me everything, do they? Okay, so once you put in all the forms on the shop, it's the same thing, okay? Whether it's shop or shopping cart. Oh, here you go. See, AIR commercial forms for NAR members, $199 per year. They prorate. So if you join a certain time, they'll prorate. Oregon, some people are doing Oregon, and also the worldwide ERC for $69.99. I forgot to tell you that zipForm is nationwide. We're California, but if you're interested, or if you're a broker of another state, you can also request for all these forms as well. But you have to be a broker of that state and join that local state membership. Okay, so our forms, if you see that our form expire every year in March 31st of the year. So my forms are expired on 2022 of March 31st of 2022. So when that happens, they'll send you, when you open up the form, they want you to certify that you are still a member. So you click it and they'll check and they'll say, okay, you are still a member. So you are allowed to use this. They extend another year. So by early March, they'll start sending out when you start using forms. Okay, so we got to the forms. We're going to go into products. Okay, so this is all the products that we have. The Digital Ink is free. zipForm is free. Mls Connect is free. Transaction Management System is free. zipForm 6 standard is free. zipForm Mobile and zipForm Base. So what is zipForm 6? Right now we're doing zipForm Plus. So Plus is on cyberspace, right? So all you do is log into cia.org or anywhere that on a website, you can link yourself into this zipForm. But some of you may not have connections for internet at home or a certain place, and you want to use your zipForm, but you can't because you don't have connection with internet. zipForm 6, you can download zipForm 6 to your computer and you can use it without internet connection. But however, oh, by the way, you can download as many as you want on different computers. Let's say you have 3 computers at home, you want to download all of them at home, or you have a laptop that you want to download as well, you're welcome to. This unlimited download for you. And the reason that zipForm 6 standard is still available is because some of our members feels that they still want it without internet connection. But there is a downside of the standard zipForm, is that if you use it on your home computer without the internet, and you go to Office and use the cia.org and to see what you have done at home without internet, that particular transaction that you worked at home without internet would not be on the internet version, which is a zipForm Plus. Okay, it will not automatically talk to each other. So you have to upload again, go, transfer files and talk to each other. It's not an automatic thing. But zipForm Plus, if you sign up, if you sign up anywhere, as long as there's an internet or your iPhone or your iPad, your smart tablet, all the transaction will be there right away. So that's the downside of this standard. They want to take that away from everybody because they think it's not a good thing. We're using cyberspace now, but but most of our members, their members still requesting it, so we can't take it away. They want to take that away 2-3 years ago, but we're still we're still here. Okay, so I don't know when they're going to take that away, but they probably will. Okay. Any question about the Form 6 standard? Okay, I'm going to move on. Okay. Settings. So I said that we have Digital Ink 2.0 is free. We don't charge you a dime. That's called, you can sign your name on cyberspace. We can send it to clients and they can sign it on computer. You don't have to see them face to face with a pen to sign it. But DocuSign is not free. Okay, so DocuSign, if you want to sign up with zipForm, DocuSign charges $240 a year. It's a 1 year's annual subscription. There is some company, or if a company is large enough, some people sign up as a group with DocuSign and get discount. Or there in the past when we still have trade shows, right? We still can go to trade shows. Sometimes DocuSign at the trade show will offer special incentive to join their DocuSign. What's the difference between Digital Ink and DocuSign? Some people feel that the Digital Ink is not as user-friendly and DocuSign is. So they feel it's easier for them. We're going to do both. We're going to do Digital Ink and we're going to do DocuSign on the second portion of my class, okay? So we have account preference. We have landing screen is a dashboard. You can change that to whatever transaction list. You're welcome to do that. Transaction preference. You can put it. Right now, there's only show 5. I can put in 60, whatever you want. Hide global navigation bar. I don't know what that is. It's probably new. They don't tell me everything that they change all the time. Because they're not zipForm, they're not CAR anymore. So they don't send out to the instructor and tell us what to do. Automatically check PDF document for data to import into transaction. You're welcome to do that. Templates reference, we're going to talk about templates. Zapper is telling you it's not free. Okay, a lot of things. Oh, that's good. They don't even have it. Okay, it's $17.32 per year. It's really you can zap people and tell people that I have a listing. That's what it really is. Okay. And link my other transaction. So if you have that's the standard and you want to link to your standard, you can you sign in with a different CR ID and password. You have to add the link. So single sign-in, I have Glide, I have real the RPA resources. Home warranty, enable home warranty integration. If you're going to have if you like to work with certain home warranty people, you can always select the home warranty people that you have worked with. And I think that they talk to each other as soon as you click that. Okay, title, you can select your favorite. This is all new, by the way. Nobody tells me anything. Moving service integration, enable updater integration. I have no idea what that is. Chat log, you can have a chat log. I'm going to turn it on. Insurance integration, if you have enable young Alfred integration, you don't need to do that if you don't want that. So I'm going to save it because I changed it to 60. No wonder I was wondering why I don't see all the transaction I ever did, because it would change to 5. Notification setting. This is very important. You must have your email notification in app notification and send notification 3 days before. So make sure that all is on. Docking box, we're going to talk about it. It's like a parking lot. Email notification, transaction, email notification, document. Make sure everything here is on, except I will say notification daily until due date. That's kind of annoying because they'll keep on email you. Preference, receive list flashing. List flash is $200 some a year. What it does is that if you have a listing, they automatically send out to people on the zipForm, members. And I just want to receive 50 miles within my zip code. If you can set up, or you can receive 100 miles. So you wonder what people are sending you flyers and everything. It's from the list flash. Notification is setting email every time a new list flash is published. You can set up do not email me if you don't want anybody to email me. Retaining policy, if there's a retaining notification survey, I didn't put anything there. And title notification, if there's title notification from orders. If you set up the one before, you will receive that. if you have assistant and a transaction coordinator, you're welcome to invite them to see your files, okay? So you can send it in a new invite. Okay, so that is about me, okay, profile. So we're gonna go out and we're gonna talk about what this one is. We talked about, this is the shopping cart that you have to order all your forms, right? And this is the little lightning, it's called the list flash. Again, it's not free. So there's a price for that. So if you're interested, enable you to close deal faster by broadcasting the latest listing to your network across multiple platforms. You'll get immediate offers on the latest property. I don't know about you will get immediate offers, but you will get your information out for sure. So it's, some people like it and some people don't. You can set up your zip code. You can address or cities, and then within 50 miles, but it's not a free. The one that looks like two hands are shaking, shaking hands is called bulletin. So they'll tell you what kind of bulletin they have for you if you're interested. Like this one says that you can get advancement from your commission, okay? But they charge you a fee. The one with a mic cone talking, it's another bulletin news, but a little bit different. This is about promotion. This is from zipForm. And the bell, it's called notification. So when you have documents signed or you have information that comes back from you, you will get a notification, okay, from, it tells you. And this, it's called schedule a meeting. It's like zipForm. I'm sorry, it's like Zoom meeting, very much like Zoom meeting. So you can invite your client to come into this particular Zip Consult. And I think there's free up to how many people, but after that, it gets costly. Let me see how much it costs now. Events option. See, they disappeared again. But I think it's only up to 6 people are free, but the others are not free. Okay. Elite Agent is, we talked about that. If you want to purchase Elite Agent, is about $200 some. Oh, it's 88 a year, but I think it was more when we looked at the shopping cart, right? How come it's 80? Oh, because they prorate. They prorate the months. Yeah, it's 249. So now if you join, it's only $88 because they prorate, but whole year is 249. So are we okay here? Did I lose anybody yet? Are you guys a-okay, right? So I'm going to go here. We have the dashboard. We have forms, all the forms. We have, we're going to talk about that later. And we have transactions. We have templates. We have document box. We have tasks, contact, partners, shop, and help. So let's go into one transaction. I forgot to choose one. I'm back, girl. I'm going to choose one from current location. Okay. I think this one is still here. Okay. So I'm going to do a new transaction. When I click new, it comes out with this slide. It says, select transaction type to get started, or click here for help with the creation of a new transaction. I am going to do a new purchase with the $sign offer. And it says name. It says enter the name of the buyer or the property address. Normally, we like to enter the address because the buyer at this time might not purchase this property. They might write an offer and never got it, so we had to do another transaction. So personally, I prefer to do property address. So I'm going to put in this property address is 944. If it happens to be your property address, this is just for teaching the class only. We're not going to seriously write you an offer. 91776. I see a question. Let me see what it says. What is the benefit of elite agent? It just helps you to promote, and it's like a calendar. It tells you what's going on. Mostly promoting your listings. If you're a listing, you have a lot of listing and you want to promote to other realtor members like you, elite agent will automatically send out for you. They create a flyer for you, and they'll send out all your listings. Sometimes I get quite a few, and some people join that. Okay, so I'm going to put in residential. Okay, we have industrial, multi-unit, condo, commercial, vacant land, farm, manufactured home, co-op, unlisted others. But what I want to show you is called the Mls Connect here. You guys see that? I'm going to click the Mls Connect. Okay, and I belong to the CRMLS. You have a choice. So mostly they're only connected to CRMS anyway. So I'm going to click the MLS listing ID. Here we go. Okay, so it's AR2124AA42. So starting with AR, that tells me this particular agent belongs to the Arcadia Association. Our multiple listing ID will start with WS, with Western Gabriel Board. And if you see CV, that means that that particular agent belongs to Citrus. So if it's TR, that particular agent start belongs to the Tri-County. So abbreviation means the listing agent and this particular listing belongs to where. Okay, I am going to click including property photo. I'm going to do find. Not did I put in the wrong number? Okay, 2124 AA42. What did I do wrong? 2124 AA42. Are you telling me I have to do cap? Are you serious? It demands to be capped. I'm sorry. Okay, so all the information auto-populated for me because I'm writing this offer, right? So I have the picture, I have the property address, I have the listing price, I have the days on market, and I have the agent ID number. So I'm going to use the listing. Okay, so I'm going to save it. So this property I just created is 944 South Pine Street in San Gabriel. I'm going to open up with a little blue arrow going down. And it tells me that this particular property is going to be a purchase residential. My name is Ling Chow, and I just created. The retention date will be Wednesday, November 22nd at 2028. So 7 years from today. The file's available for you 7 years from today. Okay, you are welcome because I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. Apologize for my coughing. So you can, because we click in the vault, you can store as many files, pictures, if you have a video, if you have a music that reminds you of this property, you have a 3D, you can upload as many things you want into this particular transaction file. We have unlimited storage for you. It's a big storage. So you are welcome to store anything you want. Okay. We had the transaction detail. We can email this to a transaction. We can copy, we can save as a template, we can delete, we can import from archive, we can export to archive, we can lock, we can show form version, send to other system. We can go to realtor property resources, which is an NAR benefit. We haven't had that class for many years. You can do a net sheet, you can transaction fax cover, you have form advisory if you're not sure what forms to use. We also have form tutor. So all this is available once you created this particular transaction. Okay, so we have summary, we have parties, we have document, we have checklist, we have notes, we have e-signature. We also have history of the transaction. We have marketplace, right? And here we have e-signature, Mls Connect, we just use that. We can record connect. We can start a CMA if you want to do a CMA. We can apply templates to this file. We can add as many documents you want from, let's say you have escrow instruction, you can add the files in here. You have termite inspection, you want to add it in here. You have a physical inspection, you can always add it to here. You can do a couple of ways of adding to this file is by saving to your computer. Then you can add by pulling it out in your transaction. You can browse for file. We can create a placeholder. We can add forms. You can call out from Dropbox. You can call from Google Drive. You can call from Box. And of course, you can call from OneDrive. So let's say the files is in your computer already. So you can just browse for a file and you can look for your files that you want to add. You can add anything you want, anything. We're talking about any files that you want. Okay, so that's kind of fun, right? So we're open for you to add anything. You can create a new folder. Let's say you want to put all disclosure in this folder. You can do that. You can say disclosures. You can create a folder says disclosure. Then you can put all the files and disclosure into this file. Okay, all the forms. And then you also have disclosures. Digital disclosure. I don't know what this is. Lone Wolf Technology created account for seller shield to link your seller get education on the risk, agent get 100% PDF. Pardon me, I am not familiar with this. Okay, what I want to share with you is that when you have a document and you, from the email and escrow email you something regarding this particular transaction, and you don't want to save it to your file to add the document, call it out, you can always email to transaction. Okay, so here is this send document message and more directly to this transaction by including the transaction email in your email communication. So you can transact this particular transaction email is this address, email address. So you can save it, you can click it and save it. This is not what I want to do. Okay, so you can highlight it and left click and copy email address and email all the information regarding this particular transaction to this zipForm Plus transaction. Okay, so you're welcome to do that. This is something they it came out recently, not new, but very recently. So you can email everything into it. Okay, for those still do fax cover, you're welcome to create a fax cover. And this is the fax cover that if anybody want to fax it to you, send to this address, this telephone number 1-866-741-5099. And because we have the fax cover that goes with it, they can fax it to you and it'll automatically go into this particular transaction. Are we okay on this? The email and the fax cover, okay? So if you guys are okay with it, we're gonna go into the transaction. So we have parties right now. We have listing agent is Mls Connect from Ireland, and I am Ling Chow, right? So we have the buyer side and the selling side and the service provider. So you're welcome to add your buyer 1, buyer 2, buyer 3, buyer 4. Let's say your buyer is going to be Albert Trump. I love using Albert Trump's name. And I'm going to put in his email address. It's going to be me because I can go into his email address. Okay. And then if your buyer is a corporation, LLC, or a trust, you can put in the signing representative person. Like say, if this is going to be Albert Trump Living Trust, is Albert the signer? If Albert is the signer, you're welcome to put information here. I'm going to be saved. Okay, and the seller side, we don't have the service provider. We don't know who the escrow officer, appraisal, whoever it is. Okay, but you're welcome to add parties. Okay, and documents. We're buying a property. So here on the top, here, I hope you guys see that it says all forms. I'm going to click it open. So automatically says the California Association of Realtors, right? And we have all the form A to Z, and this is all the form that you might need for your transaction. So if I click from California Association of Realtor with the little blue arrow going down, I'm going to click that. I'm going to come up with a couple things that I have selected when I did the shopping cart. Remember? So one of the things I wanted to talk to you or share with you is the California sample letters. So here are some letters, forms that the our CAR, California Association of Realtors attorney wrote. And before you called attorney, says, can you write me a letter? Maybe you want to check to see here if we have any forms available for you. Like we hit security deposit return, risk of failure to close, REO, owner tenant security deposit, notice to tenant of the California COVID relief program, lease expiration, non-renewal letter, fence repair, demand that seller vacant the property letter, demand for full commission, demand for deposit for contingency cancellation letter, all these wonderful letter that was written by our CAR attorney that it is free for you to use. So you're welcome to take a look at it. The other thing that I want you to share with you, and people don't know that it's here, is called the California EPUBs due. It's really not a due. You don't pay anything. I don't know whoever started with that, but this is called the when we have to give out the booklet, the earthquake booklet. When we have that, and then also this one for the lead paint, homeowner rating pamphlet, homeowner guide to earthquake, and the signature. You know how people say, did you receive it? Have you received it? Here is the forms that they have to sign. This is only required if the property is old. I think it's before 1960. So you don't really need it unless it's an older property. Right? So here's the booklet. This is not the earthquake booklet. The other one is. this one. This is the questionnaire. You have seller has to fill it out to give it to buyer, right? The best of your knowledge. And here is the booklet. I'm sorry. We only give this out if the property is old. I need to let them know. And here's also another form that they need to sign. Okay. That they received it. Okay, so that's where you find the booklet. So we email it to, if you're a listing agent, you email it to the buyer's agent. So we don't have to chop down a tree to print out the booklet, right? So here it is. So I'm going to go back to all forms, and I'm going to go back to the California Association Realtor. Before we go back, there's so many other things here that you're welcome to take a look at it. If you're buying a property in San Francisco, make sure that you go to the San Francisco Association of Realtor. Their forms are a little bit different from everywhere else in the state. They requested to have their own form. Their company, like Berkshire Hathaway, have their own form disclosures. So when you join the Berkshire Hathaway or some company that have their own form disclosure, make sure you call the zipForm, or you have your broker call, add it you, so that you can call out your company forms disclosures. Okay, I'm going to go back to the California Association of Realtors for all our forms. So there's all, right? If you click the up and down, you can have categories. You have the COVID lease, the commercial, the disclosures, the update for June of 2021, your lease, possible lease forms, possible listing form, miscellaneous form. If you're doing property management form, you're doing purchase form, and vacant land form. Since we're doing a purchase, I'm going to click the purchase. So right now, I would love to have a cover sheet because I'm a cover sheet girl. I'm going to add forms. And we're going to buy it, right? So we're going to have purchase agreement. So if you guys notice, every time I open it up, it says print sample. You can preview form, you can close. You can print sample forms, but the form comes out with a big sign that says sample on every page, okay? So let's say I'm interested doing, I want to know what my disclosures are. Here's all the disclosures that I possibly need in this transaction. All the disclosures. Doesn't mean you need every one of them, but there are some required and some don't. And if you don't know which form, and the listing agent says, why don't you send me an RR? So what is RR? You don't have to ask the listing agent. You come here, you type in RR. It will tell you it's called request for repair 1, right? The RR form. RR1. You see that? So if the if you say, oh, I'm missing a TDS. So what is TDS? It's called the real estate transfer disclosure statement. Oops. If you come here, it tells you TDS. Okay. So you can just type in the name, or you can check your form by Z2A, and you can have form numbers. Okay, AD is agency disclosure. All these name, I don't even know where they come from. All this name, they're just abbreviation of all the forms. If you hear somebody talking, it wasn't me. Okay, I'm at the association, so somebody's talking outside. Okay, so here is all the forms. Are we okay with forms? How to call our forms? We're good. Did I put everybody to sleep yet? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go and do the forms now. Why do I always call all cover sheet? It's my preference. I would like to have a full screen because I can't see. Okay, So we have Albertron. I'm going to click the X. By clicking the X, it shows on every page where the buyer and the seller signs. Sometimes people say, where do I sign? Where do I sign? If you click by clicking the cover sheet, go to cover sheet and click the X, you will have all the information. Okay, so because we transport the file from the MLS Connect, it shows here all the information. It's a residential. And by by having the information from the CLMS that we connected, we have their seller broker information automatically populated into the cover sheet. Always never at me. I don't know why. So here goes. Okay. All the information is here. You can later on, you can add your disclosures, your home warranty, your homeowner association information if you have it. So all the information that you want to add in the cover sheet. I'm going to go back. I'm going to open up the residential purchase agreement. I'm going to full screen because I can't see. So like I said, on this particular form, because we marked the X and we have our information here, remember our company information is always on the first page of every form. Remember we did the setup, the if company setup, it'll show up in every first page, And Albert signs here, and here's all the information on the first page, okay? Remember we marked the buyer with the X, so it showed up here with the X. If you don't do the cover sheet with the X, it will never show up. So here, seller, buyer with the X. Seller is always red and buyer is always green. So every page will happen. Let me show you the last page. So we did all the information. So all the last page on here, it will be automatic populate. Okay, so what the listing agent likes is that you have their information for them. Why is this important? Because they have to sign, both sides of the agent has to sign this. So this is why it's very important to all of us, okay? So on the bottom of the forms, if you can see, and also on the top of the first page, it says here, form RPA CA revised in December of 2018. On the bottom of each page, it has December 2018. We are changing the purchase contract, and I think effective by December 15th next month, we're going to have new purchase contract. It's not going to be 10 pages anymore. Okay, it's going to be a lot more pages than 10 pages. But remember to look for the new, most updated form. You always want to look for the newest form, okay? We revised, this one is 17, December 17 revised. This is revised on December 18, 2018. And this is revised on December 2020. I always look for the newest form, okay? The AD was revised in December 2020. 2018. So we do forms revised 2 times a year, once in June, mostly June, and the other one is in December. So coming in December, we will have a lot of new forms. Like here, it tells you that, remember it says forms update for December of 2021. So these forms are new based on 2021. Okay. For those who haven't take a class for the new forms, please do so. At sierra.org, we had a class, I think in October. Yeah, we had a class in October or early November, I think. Can't remember. But there's other classes at sierra.org for the new form. We'll probably offer again next year. Okay, so now we're at the purchase contract. We have a couple of things I want to go over with you guys. These are all standard. The agent in disclosure, the real estate agent, we call it AD form, that shows that you represent the buyer. And we had the fair housing discrimination advisory that was done in October 2020. Remember, during 2020, we had the riot. So after the riot, they hurry up and did all this, okay? So you are not allowed to discriminate by race, color, where they're from, origin, or gender, or whatever, anything, okay? So all this is not, you're not supposed to discriminate. So we're not supposed to discriminate. And also the buyer and the seller are not to discriminate. So they have to sign, and the seller has to sign as well. And then possible representing more than one buyer or seller. This is very important. We put it in the package for you guys because everybody seemed to forget to do this. What it is that if I represent buyer Albert to buy the property right now in San Gabriel, can I represent Fawn to buy the same property by signing this form? The possible representation more than one buyer or seller, then I can represent Fawn to buy the same property that Albert wants to buy. And by signing this, the listing agent can be a dual agency. Okay, the wire transfer and electronic funds and transfer advisory is something that to protect you, because there were times that I don't hear as much as used to be. So back in 2017, there was a lot of people hijacked the email. Okay, they hacked the email and they changed the account information and they wired the money out based on the account information. What happened was that the agent sent the buyer, he just actually forwarded the email from escrow about wire instruction to the buyer, and the buyer emailed the funds based on what agent email was, and the fund was lost because somebody hacked the account number, and the buyer was very upset and sued the agent because the agent did it. Okay, agent, you forward me the account number, so therefore I'm suing you for all the funds that was lost and went to someone else's account. Some of you might ask, if the name is not the same, they still can wire to a different account? Yes, the answer is yes. So the agent was sued big time. A lot of money was lost and the buyer was very upset. And so now we ask that do not wire the funds until you call the telephone number you were provided previously and double check the account number before you wire. And I keep on telling my clients or anybody, please call escrow company. Don't based on my telephone number I give you on the email. Google it. Google the escrow company, telephone number, and call the escrow officer and ask him for the bank account number on the phone and the routing number. Okay, so this is very important to protect you, me as an agent. Okay, that is something that we have. Here is the finale of the California Purchase Agreement. Remember, we're changing the form, but using it on zipForm is pretty much still the same. So day prepare is today. I'm going to write in some information or else they won't let me do anything, okay? And the property was at one point, 1.198. So I'm going to put 1.198. I'm going to give her or he the full price offer. You can choose days, or you can choose what day they close, or you can choose days after acceptance. So I'm going to put 7 days. They won't let me do things unless I click some. Okay, so here we are. So here is the offer. We can save the offer by clicking save. We can do a normal screen like I did because I can't see with a small font. I'm getting old. I change it to large full picture. You can print this file. You can print multiple forms, or you can print a sample. Remember, when it's sample, it's always going to be sample, 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 okay? And you can send this file by email or by via Zip Community. I will tell you a little bit about that later, okay? When you email it out, you can choose buyer, a listing agent, whoever it is, okay? Or you can get from your contact, your service provider. I don't even know what Wise Agent CRM is. Top Producer is a software. Your Google contact, your Microsoft contact, and your Yahoo contact. Or you can fax. You can attach a fax cover, that one that for this particular file only, right? You can fax only within United States. You cannot fax outside of our country. So you're welcome to fax, but I don't even know who has a fax machine nowadays. I have a cyberspace fax number, so everybody just fax there if somebody needs to fax. But but here it is. You're welcome to fax. Okay, so we talked about send. We can save a PDF. You can save all the file as PDF if you like. And if you know the form so well that you don't need to read every line by line, says what is this, what is that, you're welcome to do a fast fill. So you can click fast fill, and they change the format to this, that you don't read one line by one line. Okay. I'm going to go back. Okay, and the other one, that next one next to the fast fill, is called NA. You know, you see a lot of people, we write a lot of stuff in there, but we leave a lot of blanks because we don't need to fill them out, right? Like say I'm going to, this is going to be a 7-day closing. I'm going to do all cash offer. And once I do that, did you guys notice that all the first loan and second loan change it, right? I'll click it and click it. So because it's all cash, you don't have a loan anymore. So therefore they won't allow you to check anything, nothing, cannot check. And there's so many blanks, right? They're still blank. So some people feel that I don't want to leave blanks of all the things I did not fill, right? So you can put NA fill. Once you click apply, all the empty spots on any of the forms will be filled NA. Okay, so I'm going to take those off. Okay, so if I click, let's say if I click, I want to have statewide buyer and seller advisory, the SBSA, we will automatically add it for you. Anything you click will be automatically added for you. If you're going to do, let's say you're going to sell, if the tenant remain in possession, the form TIP, if you click that, it'll be automatically there, right? So if seller remains in possession after close of escrow, so SIP, if it's less than 30 days, RLAS is more than 30 days. So if you click those, it'll automatically add the forms for you. Okay. So the system will set up all the new forms, all the forms that it's required. So if you want to remove all contingency, the CR form will be automatically added to you. You don't have to worry. It says, did I have the form? Did I put in the form? It will automatically select for you. Okay. So we talked about the fast fill. We're going to talk about sticky notes. So sticky notes is like it's like one of those yellow tags that we have, you know, when we put a sticky note on the forms, on the files, we have sticky notes here too. So you can type saying, please sign here. And we can put in, show as this little bit, and you can drag them to wherever you want. Okay. To here, if you want them to sign, you can sign whatever it is. So you can drag it whatever where you want the sticky note to be at. You can add as many sticky notes. And for foreign buyers, maybe you want to write something in your to make sure that they understand. So you can change your font to Chinese, Spanish, Tagalog, whatever it is. Why is it not letting me do that today? Today it's not letting me do that. I don't know why. It's not letting me doing anything. Oh, here it goes. Okay, so so you can do anything you want. Okay. So those are the sticky notes. Kind of fun, huh? Okay, so I'm gonna get out of sticky notes. We can preview. What you have done. From preview, you can also send, you can print, you can download, you can add the description, you can attach to a test, you can open up a new window. You can check spelling, always check spelling. Sometimes you probably type too fast and you forgot about it. And doing by check spelling, you can always make sure that you have done so. And to let copy, you can copy to doesn't work. I don't know. Today, Monday, okay, and it's holiday. For 36 of you to be here today, I mean 34 minus me and Fang, that's pretty good already. Okay, so if I want to highlight something, I will highlight like this. I will say all cash. It won't let me highlight either. But you're supposed to highlighted this and then click that, or the vice versa. Let me see if I can do that. It won't let me either. Oh, well. Won't do it. Maybe you guys can try it at home, but it won't let me do it today. So you can undo, you can redo, okay? Whatever you have done, you can undo it or you can redo it. And more, under more, you can put in photos. This is really helpful if we're doing it AVID, which is called the Agent Visual Inspection, right? So AVID is here. Oh, I'm still in Chinese. Sorry about that. So Asian Visual Inspection Disclosure, right? So AVID is great if you want to add pictures to it, because it's age and visual, right? Visual means what you see. So you're welcome to add pictures of the property pictures that you took and add it here. You can attach photos, and then when you print it out or you send it to the other party, it will be automatically attached to it. So I think that's something that is great to keep in the record, that you have you can put in all pictures, okay, on the form. We also had the field lookup field manager. If you have something that you write a lot, you can now, this is out there already. Like I write a lot of these cities, and clause management is something that you, maybe your you write a lot of clause or personal, like home inspection. How you write, your company wants you to say, oh, please hire a professional home inspection. Then you can do that. You can add the clause and just copy it and leave it here. And when you pull it out, you can pull it out on the forms. So there's another thing I want to share with you, is called text overflow. Text overflow in the beginning was only happening a couple places, but I think there's more places now. What it is that you as the member wants to write a lot of things, and then you feel that our forms are too short for you to write. And one of them is here, the additional financing terms, because there's only 2 columns. Some of you feel that you might want to write a lot more than just 2 columns. You're welcome to continue to text, and then when you're finished, or have automatically have a text overflow form attached to the purchase contract. The other one is other terms here too. So some of you feel that the 4 columns here are not enough for you to type. You're welcome to keep on typing, write as many as you want, and we will attach a text overflow form to the purchase contract. And I think that happens on the repair request as well. And it's something that you requested. You cannot call it out from all forms, because it's not a form that people say, where can I call a text overflow? It doesn't happen. Flow. It doesn't happen. So there's no form under that name, but it will pop out whenever you feel that you don't have enough space. And they will also say on the top, it says this is a text overflow form for the residential purchase agreement, or a text overflow form for the I would like to show it to you how you do this. If you want to see how it works, we can do that. Just keep on going. Let me see if it'll work. It won't show me unless you text. And I can't hold X and then keep on typing. I have to keep on going like this. It won't it won't keep on going and going and going and going. It reminds me of the computer battery rapid, that the energy battery rapid, keep on going and going and going and going and going. I gotta do 4 lines or more. Okay, guys, bear with me. I just want to show you guys what text overflow looks like. Ay, 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 ay. Maybe it's a wrong place to do this. Too long, 4 columns. Maybe we should do the 2 column one. Yikes. I hardly ever, I have seen people use the text overflow on the other terms. But very, very, very rare. So I think we're over 4 columns, right? Let me push Q on the back so we know we're finished. Okay, so the Q is not here, right? So when we go to the bottom, let's go out because the form is automatically saved. So we're going to go to here. Doesn't come out. Didn't come out. Supposed to come out. Maybe they still feel I did not write enough. Maybe we should go back and write more. But it's supposed to come out, and then we can write more. Let me see if I can print a little bit more. Maybe it'll come out when we're signing it. Anyway, it should come out. We'll see it later. Okay, so that is the text overflow. We'll figure out later. Will come out later. Okay, so couple things I want to share with you before we go into our break. So on the top, we have the template, which we're going to do. There's one called Doc Inbox. So what it is that you have an inbox address now. It's different from your transaction. Remember, every transaction we talked about has email to transaction. This is the email to this particular transaction. So Doc Inbox is like a parking lot. You have files that you don't know where to put it yet. So you're welcome to email it to this particular transaction. So not transaction, Doc Inbox. So you have your personal email address, okay? But it's going to be ziplogic.com. So you can email all the transactions here. And once you get the transaction, you can move to a transaction. So let's say I have a home inspection and I haven't opened up escrow yet, but I have a home inspection already. I can email it to here, and then I can move to that particular transaction once I open up a new transaction for that property. Okay, you can copy to a transaction, you can move to a transaction, you can open it, you can delete, you can print, you can download, you can email it out. It's like a parking lot. Like you park your car here, you're not sure where you're going to go yet. You don't know where the next position is going to be, but I'm going to park it here and I'm going to transfer out. Okay. So you can also add it in from your files to this place. You can park as much as you want, and they don't delete out. So you have to delete yourself if you want to delete it. They don't delete it out for you. Okay. So in the transaction, you can also, I have it in grid. You can change it to line, or you can change it back to grid. Okay. So we'll talk about that later. Contact, you can always come in with a contact, whatever you want to add. You can have partners of the affiliates. Okay. You can learn more about all of our partners. And of course, we talked about the shop. We have about 7 minutes. I was wondering, what can we do in 7 minutes? So I won't get, Okay, so let's go into checklist. Let's go into forms. let's say I have this particular transaction. That this offer sent in and it was accepted. So I'm going to put in my checklist. When do I need to remove contingency? When do I need to do appraisal? When do I need to open escrow? When do I need to put in the first initial deposit, the EMD? When contingent removal? When do I have close the escrow? So you can do by new checklist, and you can add whatever the name that is. You have urgent, you can put in urgent, whether this is an urgent information. And you can put in responsible party, who is responsible for this. You can put in anything you want. You can put in, like, let's say disclosures. Okay. And then you can put in created tasks. So you're going to say sign disclosure. What category? Category. Okay. What date? Let's say we're going to sign it in 1 week from today. Who's responsible party? Albert, right? It hasn't started yet. Notify party when it's due. You can notify Albert, right? You can also share via communicate, only available for clients. You can attach the document that needs to be signed. You can select existing documents. We have homeowner guy signature, and we have this one too, right? So we can say, oh, they need to sign this one, that one. But each of the forms had to be one task, right? So you can see how important it is, how fast you need to do, and reminder. Remember I said it, don't set up every day, because they keep on sending you every day. Remind you every day, you're gonna go crazy. So what's good about this? When you set it up, if your client wants to know, when do I need to do this? When do I need to do that? Especially with the seller, right? Seller wants to know, when do I remove contingency? When do I need to sign this? When do I close? When you can send this out to your client, and client will be happy. They will say, oh, I have a date to do all this. Now I know I have to do any of these, okay? So that's what the checklist is about. It was requested by you guys, by the way. You can have notes on this transaction if you want to. You can add new notes. You can do whatever things that you want to say about this property. And we're going to do e-signature after the break. And of course, we have history. What have you done to this property? Let's say you're working with a TC or your assistant. Assistant has been working on your files for you, and you can always come and say, oh, did I do this? Did I who did what to this particular transaction? Any question before we go on break? Okay, so we're going to take a break early, and right now is not really early, 2 minutes. So we'll come back at when do you guys want to come back? 11:10, 10 minutes break. Is that okay? No question today, huh? Are you guys still here? Okay, so we'll come back at 11:10, and we'll do, thank you, we'll do more advanced stuff. Okay, so I'm going to mute and come back at 11:10. Thank you. Everybody okay? Did I lose anybody yet? Did I bore everybody to death yet? Okay, I'm back. I got myself a coffee. Okay, so we are at this transaction. So let me do a template with you before we go move on to do e-signature, okay? People want to know what is templates. Let me delete this. Okay, so template is a set of forms that you can set up, and whenever you need, let's say you set up a template for buyer, all the forms that you need to purchase a property, and all the forms that you need to set up for listing. So we have a template. So normally I would advise you to check with your company, see what forms you need when you have a listing and what forms you need when you have a buyer who wants to buy. So I would like to create two type of transactions, one for purchase of a residential, a purchase for a purchase, I'm sorry, a purchase for residential, a purchase for a lease for residential, a purchase for residential income, a lease for a listing for residential income. So that you get the idea. So you can create a template for every transaction. If you do a lot of commercial, you will say, oh, I'm doing a commercial. What did I need for forms for that particular templates? So I'm going to create a new template for new listing. And I'm going to put in, since I was talking about Remax today, so I'm going to put Remax, since we're doing purchase, right? Purchase, residential. So I'm going to put in residential. I'm going to save. Okay. Okay. So in this particular Remax purchase residential, I'm going to go into all forms. And I'm going to come here. If you don't know what kind of forms I need, you essentially we're going to do a purchase. I'm going to click purchase. Of course, you know me, I like cover sheet. I'm going to put in the residential agreement. And I'm going to check with my company, see what forms I need to do to close the property for the purchase. I probably will need the counter offer. I'll probably need if it's FHAVA, I need those, right? So I'm just talking about the basics. Let base paint. I need a AVID, Asian visual. It's not here. Whatever the forms I need to close this transaction, real estate disclosure, but that usually come from the listing agent. So you have to check with your company, see what is needed. Like, I'm just picking forms out of just nowhere, okay, statewide, whatever. And those are the forms that you might need to buy the property. Always check with your company, see what kind of forms that you need. Maybe you have doubts about the square footage and lot size advisory, you're welcome to do that. If you're doing a short sale, you have to have a short sales advisory. If you have a septic tank, you need a septic tank, those type of things. So and then signature if you're having, if the buyer is a trust or LLC or corporation, you need to know who's doing this, who's signing it. The qualify is affidavit of non-foreign status if you need that. I'm just picking brains. I don't know what you need, but you can set it up as what you need. Okay, so you can always welcome to set it up and says, okay, this is what I need when I'm doing a purchase agreement. And I also can set up a new one to new listing, right? So I could say Remax listing residential. And it's going to be residential. I'm going to save it. Then I'm going to come here and I'm going to go for listing. So we got cover sheet. We're going to have listing agreement. Whatever that's needed for seller. If you're going to have homeowner association, we're going to have that. We can have exempt seller disclosures. Seller has more, right? We have the let base. We need the transfer disclosure statement, seller questionnaire, seller property questionnaire, seller non-affidavit, statewide. I'm just throwing out there, okay? Water heater, smoke detector, that type of thing, you know. So you have a list of forms that is required for your company in order to close. But if you do that, you go, if you want to use this type of, right now we have two. So we have the listing and we have the purchase, right? So if I have a new transaction and I want to start with a new listing, I can call out the listing residential information if I'm going to be doing the 1039 East Valley Boulevard in San Gabriel, right? So I have this, I'm going to call out my template for all the listing agreement, right? The listing necessary forms. So when I created this particular transaction for listing, the documents I created in templates will be all here. So that's what the templates is about. Are you guys okay with templates? Any question on templates? Okay. And you also can add document. You can, it doesn't have to be limited to these forms in this transaction, right? But they're the basic forms that you might need, but you can always continue to add whatever forms that you need into this transaction. You guys are so good. You guys don't have any question today. Okay, so now we're going to go into the agreement that we bought for this property on Pine. We need the buyer and the seller to sign, right? I mean, me, I'm sorry. The buyer and the buyer agent, which is me. Okay, so we're going to do, by doing the first one we're going to do is the Digital Ink. So when we go to the forms, the transaction forms are the forms that we want to sign. You can do a couple things. You can go back, you can do e-signature right there, and we can do new. We can find the forms that we want to sign. We're going to sign the purchase agreement. If you want to sign others, you're welcome to sign others as well. Or you can choose that particular file that you want to sign. If I only want to sign this form, I can do e-signature from here. Right? So only one forms are here. But you can also add forms that you want to sign here as well. So there's several ways of doing that. Okay. So I'm going to sign the residential purchase agreement. We're going to do the Digital Ink 2.0, which is free. That's a free service. You don't, there's no charge. DocuSign is charged, but Digital Ink is free. It's a member benefit for you. So if you don't want to pay DocuSign, you're welcome to do Digital Ink as well. There's no reason that you cannot use that. So we're going to go into next. Any question on how to start e-signature? You guys are so quiet today. Hopefully we can finish on time. Okay, next. So who's going to sign? Albert and me, right? Albert is going to be the buyer and I am the selling agent. I am the buyer's agent. You can do a couple things. You can do signing order. Albert sign 1 or me sign 2. I'm the second signer. He's the first signer. Or I can make him the second signer and I am the first signer. Right? Or I could not do a signature and it'll go out as soon as anybody goes. The file just go out. It doesn't have set 1 or 2. I personally like to set up 1 and 2 just because I know that this has started it and that I know that Albert will get 1 after I sign. Okay. And at this time, I can also add a signer if I want to. I can add Millie into the contract, or I can put another signer if I'm going to have another co-listing, co-selling agent, or whoever it is. Okay, you can add signer at this time. Or you can add someone to review. If let's say you want your broker to review the file, you're welcome to add your broker or your manager information. You can add a reviewer on this, okay? Or you can add a CC list. Let's say you want to add someone that can review or get a copy after the files is signed. You want to give it to your TC, you want to give it to your manager, or you want to go directly to escrow because you open up escrow after they signed it. So you're welcome to do that. You can add another signer, CC another signer. And then what's this one? Yeah, you can add the name, the last name, the email. Okay, so that's new. What's the difference between, people might say, what's the difference between 1.0 and 2.0 Digital Ink? That was the new thing, add reviewer and the CC the list. If you feel that this is not protected because you're sending to someone, you probably want to know, why am I sending to Ling Chow with my email? And how am I going to send to Albert with my email? Is this okay? Okay, so you can ask a protection. What you do is that they'll get a code before they sign the document. They have to verify their driver license, I think, or a code or something. They have a way of doing security, and it's $5 per file. So if you choose that, it's $5. And they send it to text message now. So it's not a free service. Okay. So any question? You guys are all good at this, right? Okay, I'm going to go next. Okay, so because this is the first time that we're sending out the file, remember the first original file. This is not someone sent it to me, we're sending it out, right? So this is the first time we setting it up to sign out. We don't need to drag the signature or the initials because it's the first time it has it for us already. The first time, only the first time from the original file. Unless you want to do text, you can put it in text and write it somewhere. But because this is the first time, So it will have initial ready, everything ready for you. Okay. So my name is here, Ling Chow, or you can drag it down to see what Albert have to sign. Okay. So both of our names are here. Two of us. Okay. So I'm going to go click next. Okay. So we finalized signing setup. You have successfully completed the creation of the signing. So you can customize your email and says, hey, please send the property we can do Albert and Ling, right? So we're gonna be the same. And Albert, we're gonna say sign, sign, sign. Okay. Or it's a very, very simple one. So I'm just gonna send invitation. Okay. So it's gonna come to me first, right? Remember that? It's very, very slow. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So here it says, you see the email is not coming from your email. Please tell your client it's not coming from your email, but it is your name, but it's not your email. So we says, so signing names, residential purchase agreement, right? So we're going to start signing. We're going to click start signing. It tells you how many you have to sign and how you want to change you can do a draw signature. You can draw if you have a pen, you're welcome to do that. Or you can use whatever the font they have prepared for you. If you want to do this one, you're welcome to. And that's at 245. Okay, there's no other. I'm going to save it and I'm going to accept. You don't have to displace this again in the future if you don't want to, but you have to do accept. Once you accept it, it'll come to this page and we're going to click start. I'm going to click on my name. I'm going to click my name, and now I am complete. Was that fast? So thank you. You have successfully reviewed and signed. Okay. So what's going to happen now? It's going to go to Albert. So slow. Tita, tita. So slow. Snoozed. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, here we go. So it says that my signing update that I have signed, right? And it's coming to Albert. What it shows here, if you want to go back to the form to see any updates. Okay, so we're going to go see the update on this. It shows it in progress. If you click it open, it shows that I have completed and Albert's pending, right? So if you come here, you say that Albert's been pending, you have to make sure that your email address is correct, right? You can view the detailed history. And then you can also retrieve signed documents, look at the documents. You can add another signer if you want at this time. So I'm going to go to Albert. It says here, remember, additional message, sign, sign, sign. So Albert's going to sign. No, you don't. Do we have option to remove signing date? No, it cannot. Okay, so Albert has selected this font. Maybe I don't like it this time. I'm going to change it for him. Remember, right now I'm Albert. Albert doesn't know he's buying a over $1 million home. Okay, so I'm going to start. Click on Albert's name. He has more, right? He has initial, 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 initial. And this is optional, so you can opt out if you want an initial. So I'm going to accept. Same thing here. This is optional. Accept. Okay, it's complete. We'll talk about this a little bit later. Okay, so I'm going to go back. It's supposed to send me a notification that we have a lot of things going on, but I don't know why it's not coming. Usually it does. Okay, so we're going to go back to Pine. We're going to go back to documents. We're going to go to e-signature, and Albert is now complete, right? So complete signature. So here is the file that's signed, residential purchase agreement. If you click it open, it'll show that all the property, the Albert and I have both signed it. Pretty easy, huh? It's not difficult, is it? So everything is signed, right? So if you want to, from here, I want to show you something too. And this is the certificate of the signing. So you can wipe out the date. Some people like to send me this to show me that what time they signed it. Okay. But one thing I don't like about it is that from here, you show your client's email address. See, it shows here. And this is only good if you want to prove that it was signed. Okay, so from here, we can continue to email it out to the listing agent. We can send email to the listing agent, right? And we can download, we can print, we can add the description, we can do markup, split the file, we can attach to a task, place a placeholder, a new window. We can also continue to do another e-signature to another person or anybody you want. Okay, so you can go here and we start to send out. If let's say you missed out on another buyer wants to sign this form, add another buyer in this, and you can also do that. I will highly recommend you not send out the signed complete purchase agreement from here. You have to download, okay? You have to download. And then save it and then send it out. come back to the zip form, and from there to do that. Okay. Are we good at this? Are you guys okay before I move on? Okay, let's do another one based on DocuSign. Let's find a file that's easier to do. Let's do RR, repair request. Wait a second. Where's my text overflow? See, here it is. See text overflow addendum. Where's my text overflow? Here it is. You guys see that? It says RPA paragraph 6 other terms, because we want to type so much that they have a text overflow addendum. And of course, Albert signed it. I wasn't even aware. See, this is where the text overflow showed up. Okay. So we have just added another document called repair request. Okay, so this is repair request 1. Prepare days today. They always want me to put in so that way, or say they won't do anything. Okay, and then this is just for sample purposes, okay? Okay, so I have this seller buyer to request to sign, see if buyer requests the seller to pay. So I'm gonna do DocuSign on this one. So I'm gonna go to e-signature again. And the form I'm gonna send out is called repair for request. And I'm gonna go into DocuSign this time. You guys see that? DocuSign is a fee, right? Digital Ink is free. And Albert's gonna sign it. Okay, you can add signer if you want, but on DocuSign, you cannot CC, you cannot do other things like Digital Ink can, right? You guys see that, right? You can also don't do signing order or signing order. It's up to you. So we're gonna go next. And because this is the first time, we talked about that, right? First time it's going out. So Albert has something here. But if you want to add Albert to sign something here, you're welcome to. Okay, you want Albert to initial here, you're welcome to. Okay, so we're going to sign, we're going to send it out. So I'm going to go to here again. Comes pretty fast, huh? What's easy is because some people likes DocuSign because it's easier to do. And you continue. And you're finished. So here will come an email that DocuSign, it comes here too. So Digital Ink doesn't have attached file, but DocuSign does. Okay, I'm going to go back. Refresh this because they need to be refreshed. Request repair. Here's the DocuSign. Albert signed it. And the time. Again, this one is a little better because, but it still, it doesn't give the, it still does. It gives the signer email address. Okay, I'm sorry, what did I do? Did I kick myself out? Do you guys have any questions so far on the e-signature? You guys are all good, right? Okay, so what if the we have other documents that you need to sign, like escrow instruction, or you have termite inspection report, or you have a lot of title report that you had to sign. Other report, can you save it into this document and send out e-signature? Yes. So we're gonna do one together, okay? We're gonna browse file. Property detail. I'm gonna upload. Okay, so I have a property detail for this property. And I want this property to be signed. So I'm gonna start doing e-signature. And I'm gonna do DocuSign. Whatever one you like, okay? But I have both. So let's do this one for free. And I'm gonna go next. Who's gonna sign it? Let me put Albert. I'm gonna close it. Do I need to add a signer, add a reviewer, or a CC list? No, so I'm gonna go next. So here, because we don't know where Albert's gonna sign, right? So we're gonna do drag and drop. So we're gonna put Albert to sign whatever it is. And we're gonna do initial. And we're gonna drag to whatever I want Albert to sign. I'm gonna go here and put Albert's signature here, initial here. I'm gonna move down and I'm gonna put Albert, whatever the signature is required to be here. And I'm gonna put a text here. Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm gonna say, okay, here I'm gonna say this. I can't type, I cannot type. But I could, Albert can type in something. Okay. So I'm okay with Albert signing here again. And then I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna just send a regular invitation, no more personal invitation. You see, digital ink is a little bit slow, huh? Okay, here we go. Okay, we're going to start signing. Accept, sign, initial, initial, sign, sign. But there's one place I need to do is text, right? This is the plot plan. Okay, and then we'll go next. We have initial here too. Now we complete. Any questions? Are you guys all good? Okay, so I'm gonna go refresh this again. Didn't come. Complete. Okay, go. So we have Albert sign, and text as well. Someone asked how many people are using digital signature, digital ink or DocuSign. I know that most people are using the digital ink. I mean, digital signature. I have not seen anybody use a wet signature. Very few, but everybody's using it. It's something that because of COVID, you can't really go there and present the offer and have them sign it. So a lot of people are using the digital ink. And I see that people hasn't asked me why is it I'm using same email for Albert and I. It's only for training purposes because they only send you where you want them to sign. Okay. And is this legal? Yes, it is legal. If you're buying a property using DocuSign, digital ink signature or DocuSign, in escrow, they'll catch up with you on the loan docs, right? So you have to have ID to sign the loan docs when you have the notary people who make sure that you are you to sign the loan doc. So you are the legitimate person. And escrow will also come out with a piece of paperwork saying that you have signed all your form using digital signature. And if you're buying cash, right? Do you care who's signing it for you? Somebody's buying under your name, right? No, but it is legal. The only time that it's not legal, last time I heard, that was a couple years ago, was the bank-owned property. They don't accept digital signature, and the other one was short sale. So those are the one. But some banks, if you're borrowing loan, I think maybe FHA does not accept that, or VA. I'm not sure. You have to come to copy that one again. But yes, there's more people using DocuSign. John is asking if there's more people using DocuSign. The answer is yes, because my understanding from my company agent that feel that the DocuSign is more friendly if you're using outside the United States. It's easier for them to get, faster, and it's easier for them just click, and just sign it. So DocuSign is more friendly for clients to sign, and it's faster. But digital ink is free. Okay. So the one I want to show you guys is, let me put a file here so I can show you guys how to do touch sign. Let me add another file. What file should I add this time? A short file. Let's just do addendum, okay? It's easier for me to do this. So I have shown you guys how to do e-signature by Digital Ink and Docusign, but my next is going to be doing the by your mobile smart tab or mobile. Okay, I am going to sign in from my, I forgot to bring my iPad, and so I'm going to do I'm going to sign in from my little iPhone. Okay, I'm going to mute you guys. I'm signing in from another app.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me? Do we have an echo?
Yes. No echo. I can hear you.
Okay, you want to share? You let me share? Thank you. Can I share my screen?
Okay.
Oops. Okay. Can you guys share my screen? Can you see my screen or no?
No.
What do you see? Me? Nobody? Okay. Oops. Everything on your screen, including recorded. Okay. Can you see it? Nothing?
No.
How about this? No?
No.
Okay, what is going on here? Cancel. Screen. Okay, hold on. Okay, now we're seeing everything. Okay, so you guys can see that, right? So we're gonna go to Apple. If you have Apple, Apple iPhone, you go to Apple Store. If you have a Google Android, you go to Google Play, right? So from here, you're gonna download zipForm. zipForm mobile. Don't download others, but zipForm by Lone Wolf. Do you guys see that? I'm gonna open it, okay? So zipForm mobile companion, you have to log in by using your CAR credential. Do not use zipForm credential, the one that you set up with the CAR. So you have to do zipForm. Don't do zipForm, but do CAR. Okay. So are you guys okay? So this is called the zipForm mobile. You can do all your forms on your smart tablet or your smartphones. So if you want to use this, and you have to have an internet connection, that's why we go back to zipForm Plus, right? It's because zipForm Plus, it's easier to do a zipForm plus version on the internet because everything that we did automatically transfer here. Okay, what we have done today, it's all here. So I just open up this transaction. On the second line and the gray says transaction summary with a little arrow up and down. I'm going to click that open. And we have parties, document, checklist, notes. So I'm going to go into documents. Okay. So what we have done today, everything we have done today is right here. You guys see that? So why do we need to do a touch sign? It's because when my good example is that when you're traveling to Temecula to show a house in Temecula with your buyer, and the buyer really loved this house and want to put in an offer, and you call the listing, says, hey, my buyer seems like they want to put in an offer on this property because they really like it. And the listing agent says, oh, that sounds great. But however, I have a lot of offer and we're looking at offer within an hour. And so do you tell the buyer, oh, let's drive back to San Gabriel and then we'll put in an offer when we get back to San Gabriel area? Or do you take your smart tablet, your iPad, whatever Samsung you have, and then go find a place that has internet connection and write the offer right there? So let's presume that I'm at the Temecula and I want to write the offer for my client. So how does my client sign? Do I have to email to him because he doesn't have his phone and it's hard for him to do a DocuSign or digital signature? So what is the best way of doing this, right? So I can do touch sign with him. So we're gonna do a touch sign right here, right now. So we're gonna do a short version because there's so many forms. We're gonna do a addendum, right? And we're gonna put in addendum number 1, right? And we're gonna say, my name is Ling Chow. And I'm gonna be done. So I want my client to sign this form. How is Albert's gonna sign this form right in front of me? Okay, so on the top has e-signature, right? The little pen on the left next to Mls Connect. I'm gonna click that open. So when I click that open, I have step 1 of 3. I addendum number 1 and signing services. Did you guys see that? Right now it says Digital Ink 2.0. Okay, so I'm gonna click that open because it has a little triangle up and down. I'm gonna click that open. Once I click that open, not only I have DocuSign, I have Digital Ink. Right now, I also have something called touch sign. So I'm going to touch sign this, right? And I'm going to go to next. So who's going to do the touch sign? It's going to be Albert. You need an email address. If your client doesn't have an email address, add your email address because they need an email address, not because of anything. It's just that they want an email address. So I put in Albert and the email address, and you can also add another signer at this time, but I'm going to click next with a little arrow going that way. Okay. So we have legal consent. You're going to say yes. On the bottom says, I agree. I have a question now. Okay, no question. Okay, from here, you guys see that we have the form, and on the left, we have sign, initial, text, date, check, close, right? So I'm gonna use my finger. Can't see. Okay, start video. Okay, I'm gonna use my finger, okay, and I'm gonna tap the sign button. I'm gonna tap it. Once I tap it, this came out. It says tap to sign or generate a signature. If you have a signature that you have programmed already, you can do that. But I'm going to use tap to sign. I'm going to use my index finger. I'm going to tap it. So once I tap it, a line comes out like that. I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to write Albert. Sorry, my index finger doesn't write very well. So you guys can see it's a finger, right? Albertron, right? You guys see that? And I'm not very proud of my index finger writing, but it is what it is, okay? I'm going to click select, right? And you guys see it's really huge. And I need to put Albert's signature all the way on the bottom. You guys see that? So I'm going to, Albert's signature, take out the whole page. I'm going to change Albert's signature. First of all, I'm going to move Albert's signature going down by holding up the cross sign on the top left. Has a cross sign. I'm going to hold that. I'm going to move Albert's signature down. You guys see that? And on the bottom right, there's a pen. There's a pen. Right next to it is a sign and a pen. On the bottom of the pen, there's 3 little lines underneath that. You guys see that? 3 little lines. I'm going to hold the little line, the 3 little line. I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to change the size of Albert. Okay, go to sign. Where is it? Where's Albert's signature? Disappeared on me. Okay, hold on. I'm going to move him down here. I'm going to change. It doesn't change today. It's supposed to change the size. It's not changing Albert's sign. It doesn't change. It's supposed to change when you hold it down, the little arrow, and then you click sign and then Albert's name on it. It doesn't work today. Okay. What happened? Okay, we have a little problem here. Okay, here we go. See that? So now, but I don't like this. Let's try again. Okay, sign. Okay, I'm gonna move Albert's signature on the bottom. I'm gonna change the size of Albert's signature. It won't let me change. By pressing and hold this little arrow, but it's supposed to change it. But it won't let me change it. Now it disappeared again. What is going on today? But anyway, here it is. I'm gonna put Albert, select, sign. Okay, so Albert's, you can change the size, but today it won't let me change the size. So Albert's name is signed. You guys get that? You can do date, same thing. Move the dates to the bottom. Let's see. Okay, see that? This one will let me change. Okay, so I can change the size of the Albert signature date. Okay. Why didn't it let me change Albert's signature? Anyway, so add dates. You guys get the idea? Did I lose anybody yet? Are we okay? Okay, I'm gonna close it out and I'm gonna say it's done, right? On the top, it says done. Okay. So we'll go back and we're gonna go to addendum number 1, and it's done by touch sign. I'm gonna open it and it says here. From here, we can send it out, we can print, we can click more, we can download, we can e-sign again, we can add the description, we can do a markup, we can split and rotate the file, we can place a placeholder, and we can open up a new window. So that is the touch sign. Are you guys okay? Okay, thank you, John. I don't know if you guys are with me or not with me, so I can't tell. Okay, so I'm gonna come back to the regular computer. I'm gonna log off on my iPhone. Okay, I'm back. So touch sign is free. The only thing is not free is the DocuSign. Everything else is free. Okay, so it's member benefit. If you don't belong to us as a member, everything will be charged. Okay, I'm gonna start my screen sharing again, Fawn. Let's see if it works. Okay, so let's go back and refresh it, and it shows you everything we did on touch sign. So it's been done here. Pretty cool, huh? My ugly index finger writing. Okay, a couple of things I want to share with you. There's a couple forms that we cannot help the client to write, okay, at all, but you can help them, let them, the couple forms that I'm talking about is the, let me call out, is the SPQ, the seller questionnaire, and the TDS, that we are not allowed to help client to write, right? So when we send it out to them, let's say we're going to send it out to them, the questionnaires, let's say we're going to send the client out the email for TDS. If you notice that there's no way they can change anything here, they can't click it because we can't click it. So nobody can click it, right? So there's no way that anybody can click it. All is dark. So client will say, hey, how do I do this? If I can't change it. So there's a way of doing it. What we do is we go to parties. For teaching purposes, I'm going to add Albert as the seller. So that way we can see what's going on. Okay, so Albert is now the seller. So we're going to share. You guys see that? I'm over here by, instead of summary, I have parties. So on the parties, I'm going to share it. I'm going to add Albert because Albert has a sign, right? Do the TDS. Okay. And we're going to change Albert from can edit forms. Yes. Can he upload forms? I guess I would have to change it. Can view history. So we're going to click next. So now Albert can edit. So what form do we want Albert to edit? We want him to edit the TDS. And we're going to say, Albert, we're going to invite you. And I'm going to use my Gmail. Okay. So we have successfully invited Albert to share, to do the TDS. So let's go to Albert's email. And we're gonna, this is the transaction that he can view document button, sign in. So I'm gonna view documents. And Albert has started, right? So we're gonna create a password. it has to have one, okay, it has to have one Albert eating essential. ALBERT eating essential. And I'm going to create an account. Oh, it's because I use this email address too much. Okay. But anyway, I can get in. But once Albert get in, Albert can start using. He has to share. He has to do his own email, and then that way Albert can do the documents. I can get in. Let me try to change it then. Let me take out Albert. Okay, let me see if I can get myself in here. Okay, let me see if I can do that from instead of Albert because it has my email address. Okay, so I'm gonna view documents. And I honestly don't remember my password. I don't remember my account. They keep on saying I have it. Bear with me. I'm just trying to open it up to show it to you guys. Okay. It says. Oh gosh, I don't know. I can't get in. But the thing is, that's how you're supposed to get in. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, items shared with you will show up here. So let me see if it didn't show up here. So I guess I didn't share it with myself. But the forms that you share with your client will be here. And then they can change it. They can change whatever it is. I don't have it. I can't get in. But that's how you're supposed to share that. The forms to change. Okay, so by sharing the transaction, the person can go into change the forms, change the, because TDS, we can't touch it. So we can't do that. Okay, so it goes by here with a share. The other place I think you might able to do is, let me see where it is. There was a place. Check this. Marketing. Don't know where it is now. But I'm sure that by sharing this way, you can add forms to share. I'm going to delete myself. Okay. So you can share your information to the seller, for the seller to sign in and do the forms that he's not able to do before. Okay. But oh, I think it was in tasks. I think it was. I'm not sure. I think it was here. Play with these things. It's a little mess up. Okay, so if you need some help, there is Learning Center. There's information on help, on tutoring. There's videos and the summaries, document. You have live training. Today is called live training, but it's only for our members only. Not really, the one that who signs up. And there is help guide. All these information. And there's also videos. A lot of videos. They're very short. They're not very long videos. So it's good to check. If you're not sure how to do the e-signature, Mls Connect, getting started. I think there's one that says how to do the thing that I was teaching you. Didn't work on me. But there's also troubleshooting, get started, contact support. You can call them. They really hide their telephone number. Let me find it for you. They don't want people to call them anymore. They just want you to chat with them. There's a telephone number. Fawn, do you know where the telephone number now? They hide it so much.
No, I don't.
Last time I found it, then I lost it. They're really good at doing this. They really, really hide their telephone number, huh? They don't want people to call them anymore. I have it. I'm gonna give it to you guys on the phone. I mean, on the Zoom. So you guys can call them if you need it. They're not releasing their phone number anymore. Okay, I'm gonna text it on the group. Okay, I think it should be still the same. John, I think that the meeting is recorded, and they will send you out a link on where to see the video. And this is the telephone number I have, the 586-840-0140. That's the telephone number I think they have now. I mean, they're really hiding stuff. I don't know what to tell you guys. Last time I was able to find the telephone number, but now I don't see it. Oh boy, I'm so sorry. They like to hide this type of things. Let me see if I can go back. Maybe there's a place they let me see. Help guide, video, make suggestion, help. Let me see if there's anything on the bottom of this. They're really not very good. They only have chat with us. So they don't want you to call them. I apologize. You have to understand that, you know, we don't own them anymore. We sold it to them. So I apologize. Can't find it, but that would be a good number to see that's the number to call them. Okay. Any other questions? Let me see if I review everything with you guys, just to make sure I got everything. You know, you guys have to play with it because they change so much on me every day. We don't get to know anything from them. So always check, see what's going on every day. Okay, yeah, see, they're not telling me what telephone number anymore. I can't find it anymore. Okay. I think we basically did everything on the dashboard. You can also look what you have done. History, of course, is what the files has done. Forms, task, contact, partnership. Okay, we did everything, just about everything. I can't say that I did everything, but we do. But every transaction, by the way, you can import files in, you can export it out. I will highly recommend you to export the files out if you're export to archive. If you're going to quit this, become a realtor and you don't want to be a member of ours anymore, we will stop the zipForm sharing services with you and you will lose all your file. Make sure you transfer it out before you quit, okay? Because you need the file, you need to keep the file safe in 3 years in your possession. I know your broker will save it, but it's always good to have yourself save the transaction as well. So any other questions? If not, we can end the meeting early. Hello, everybody, are we okay? If we're okay, then Fawn, are we okay to end this meeting?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, you're very far away, Fawn.
Maybe my little speaker thing on my headset. Better?
No, their connection is really bad.
Oh, okay.
Okay, anyway,
Thank
happy
you, Ling.
holidays. Enjoy
Happy
your
holidays.
Thanksgiving. And hopefully we'll see you guys live here in Western Gilbert next year. We do have a Thursday, next Thursday, we do have a farewell party to our current president, a breakfast party. If you're interested, please sign up to join us. And I think there's a limit to 100 people in the room because of COVID. And we do have a hot breakfast that day to say farewell to our current president. And we do have installation next Saturday. Is it Friday night, the 3rd? Friday night at Sheraton for our installation. And the ticket for member is $75. If you'd like to join us to welcome the new president and his directors, you're welcome to come and buy the tickets. We're celebrating 100 years in next year, 2022. Our association has been chartered for 100 years, starting next year, 2022. So let me see, make sure I don't have any heavy. Okay, so happy holidays. Stay safe and stay healthy. And we'll see you guys next year.